for today is Romans chapter 8, verses 35, 37 through 39. Who shall separate us from the love of the Mashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Elohim, which is in the Mashiach Yeshua, our Adonai.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, More Than Conquerors.
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather given of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth, therefore let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on Yahweh's Holy Sabbath Day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, the adversary, the devil, has created divisive means against the children of Israel, with whom he has indignation forever. He understands that Yahweh our Elohim has the book of life. So he encourages us to spend our chief time and substance with practices that bring forth death. Let's begin today's sermon in Deuteronomy chapter 4. And today's sermon is entitled, The Book of Life versus the Book of the Dead. The Book of Life versus the Book of the Dead. The adversary, the devil, is quite slick at making sure that the things that he wants us to do is going to appear as if they're fun. So as they make it a game, you are being indoctrinated all along the way to enter into practices that are disliked by your Elohim. And by the time, the adversary is hoping, by the time that you figure it out, it will already have become a habit inside of you, and you will not want to stop it because of the habit. This is his aim. He needs to get to us before we become who we are to be. He likes to stunt your growth. He doesn't want to wait and let you get to full strength and then fight against you. He wants to fight against you before you get your strength. He has a better opportunity at winning that way. Deuteronomy chapter 4, and we're going to read verses 1 through 31.
Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you, for to do them, that you may live, and go in and possess the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers give you. You shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that you may keep the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, Yahweh your Elohim has destroyed them from among you. But you that did cleave unto Yahweh your Elohim are alive, every one of you this day.
All right, so to stay alive, there has to be some cleaving unto your Elohim. If you are not cleaving unto your Elohim, then some other things are going to be presented, and you're going to end up flowing with those. It says, you shall not add unto the word which I command unto you, neither shall you diminish aught from it. Well, when we are offered other books and other things to read, it then becomes an added thing unto us, because now we add that unto his culture. Go ahead.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my Elohim commanded me, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who has Elohim so near unto them, as Yahweh our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Only take heed to yourself, and keep your soul diligently, lest you forget the things which your eyes have seen, and lest they depart from your heart all the days of your life. But teach them your sons and your sons' sons, especially the day that you stood before Yahweh your Elohim in Horeb, when Yahweh said unto me, gather me the people together, and I'll make them hear my words, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth, and that they may teach their children. And you came near, and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burnt with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And Yahweh spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. You heard the voice of the words, but saw no similitude, only you heard a voice. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. And Yahweh commanded me at that time to teach you statutes and judgments, that you might do them in the land whether you go over to possess it. Take you therefore good heed unto yourselves, for you saw no manner of similitude on the day that Yahweh spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest you corrupt yourselves, and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flies in the air, the likeness of anything that creeps on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. And lest you lift up your eyes unto heaven, and when you seize the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of them, should you be driven to worship them and serve them, which Yahweh Elohim has divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
He doesn't want us to make any image to transfer the power and the glory that we have for him and give that thing that glory. Go ahead.
For Yahweh has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as you are this day. Furthermore, Yahweh was angry with me for your sakes, and sware that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go in unto that good land, which Yahweh Elohim gives you for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but you shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed unto yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of Yahweh Elohim, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which Yahweh Elohim has forbidden you. For Yahweh your Elohim is a consuming fire, even a jealous hell. When you shall beget children and children's children, and you shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Yahweh Elohim, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that you shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it. You shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen, where the Yahweh shall lead you.
These parts of this statement, Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and you shall be left few in number among the heathen. That means we're not going to go to places where we then overtake those countries. So to believe that the children of Israel, the true children of Israel, will go to places and overtake their economy, overtake all of their jobs, overtake all of those things for any long period of time, then you're not really reading this book. So anybody who is able to do those things, what we can tell is they're not the people of this covenant. Go ahead.
And there you shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But if from thence you shall seek Yahweh Elohim, you shall find him, if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul.
To seek Yahweh with all your heart and all your soul, you're going to have to search within yourself, because we don't really know what all our heart and soul is. We don't really know what our best effort is. We think that our best effort is in comfort. And if you're comfortable, I can tell you, you have not offered your best effort. I can tell you right now, that ain't your best. We mistake the celebration for the job. So, if an individual is on the football field, to get to that end zone, he is giving his best effort. He's jumping, he's twisting, he's turning. Somebody get in front of him, he try to put all his force down to move that person. He did all his ability there. When that play is over, he then celebrates. We think the celebration is our effort. You're trying to feel the way that the individual felt when he was celebrating. That wasn't when he offered his best effort. That might have been his best dance. But that wasn't his best effort. You're mistaking the celebration for the effort. Go ahead.
When you are in tribulation, and all these things that come upon you, even in the latter days, if you turn to Yahweh Elohim and shall be obedient unto his voice, for Yahweh Elohim is a merciful El. He will not forsake you, neither destroy you, nor forget the covenant of your fathers, which he sware unto them.
All right, let's go to Revelation chapter 3. So Yahweh has given us instruction, and he knows his people. He's laying the foundation even before we get anything. He already telling us, now when you are fed to the full, you're going to rebel against me. Now, I hear all this stuff that you're saying when you're hungry. See, everybody talk when they're hungry. Watch how people are just a tad bit nicer when they get sick. See, folks can be a real capital A to the whole when everything is going good, when their money good and when their health good. Let them start getting sick. All of a sudden, you find the conversations last a little longer. They ain't nasty as they used to be. What happened? The hospital stay got a little longer this time. Now all of a sudden, when the mortality starts coming across our mind, we start realizing that maybe we need to do some things differently. But you know what some of us will do? As soon as we feel better, we go right back to the individual that we were before. So we may be forcing Yahweh. We may be forcing his hand. Go ahead, Bree.
You know, Elder, just to back up, Moshe was the one giving that whole prophecy when he said, when Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations. And when you think about it, we can all look and see our scattering and being under different rulerships, even in that transatlantic slave trade, because the French control some of them colonies, the Spanish control some of them. But the other narrative we hear just comes out of one country.
Yep. And what's funny is even in this country, just like you said, it was different countries. This is why you go down to Louisiana, them slaves speak different. What happened? It was a different country running those slaves, even though they was in the same. So even in the same country, we were still scattered. To this day, if some up north brothers run up on some down south brothers, you automatically got a problem. They operate differently, not knowing, hey, it was different people that we've gotten accustomed to, and we have carried on the ways of those people. Most of us got dropped off at the same point. But because we get accustomed to another culture, then we operate in the culture that we've gotten accustomed to. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 1. And on to the angel of the church in Sardis write, these things says he that has the 7 spirits of Elohim and the 7 stars. I know your works, that you have a name, that you liveth and are dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain, that are ready to die, for I have not found your works perfect before Elohim. Remember therefore how you have received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore you shall not watch, I will come on you as a thief, and you shall not know what hour I will come upon you.
Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found your works perfect before Elohim. You have to pause for a second and ask yourself, are your works perfect before Elohim? Are your works perfect before Elohim? And before we say yes or no, examine what perfection is. If it's the best that you can do, have you equipped yourself to do the best that you could do? Go back and see the preparation that we put into other things before we were in the Word. And ask yourself, have you prepared like that? Go ahead.
You have a few names even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He that overcomes, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I'll not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I'll confess his name before my Father and before his angels.
All right, so we have some interesting things here. You have a few names, even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments. Wait a minute. So, walking in righteousness, he is given this wedding garment. He deals with this garment as a covering. The garment is a spiritual covering. So, how we operate then determines how many spots are on our garment. So, anybody who has worn all white know you have to be careful how you operate. You can't just recklessly go out there and eat that spaghetti right there. You know what I'm saying? Hold on now. Hold on. You look and you said, man, this is the meal we got for today. I got on all this white. Hold on for a second. Hold on. You got to eat far away from the plate. You have to control yourself, because if you move the fork too fast, one speck shows up. We don't understand the whole purpose of why it's talking about white. Every little bit of stain shows. You can't hide a stain on white. So he says, when he starts talking about defiled their garments, the things that we do then end up giving us stains on that garment. And he's able to see those stains. These are things that we don't consider. So, he that overcomes shall be clothed in white raiment. He will be able to stand before Yahweh and Yahshua. Not because he has not done any wrong, but because he kept going and Yahweh helped him clean his garment. It is impossible to walk and not get spots on your garment. But it matters who your cleaner is. See, some of us clean with Tide and the other ones with the leading brand. So you're going to find that the leading brand don't get all the spots out. You got to figure out who you cleaning with. And he that overcomes, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. So now, to get this garment, we then have to be at a point where we overcome. Well, what is overcoming? That means we're going to run into some difficult situations. The difficult situations are that those are our training sessions. You cannot avoid every difficult situation. It is how you are going to be trained. Every soldier goes through boot camp. They don't just say, you know what, you seem pretty cool. Here's a rifle. You even know how to hold that? I don't get him no rifle. He ain't learned how to tie up his boots yet. But we have an issue when it comes down to overcoming. Now, our problem is we're always trying to bring everybody with us. This is why Yahweh had to separate Abram and Lot. We have to learn the difference between people who are around the word from people who are in the word. This can be confusing because some of the people who are actually in the word may make more mistakes in their walk, but they can be corrected. The people who are around the word appear to have it together, but the first time they are corrected, they become absentee worshipers. Let's go to Numbers chapter 11. We kind of misunderstand what perfection is. We think perfection means we ain't never going to make no mistakes. You got the wrong understanding of that. You are not going to keep your garment white by yourself. See, when you start getting better clothes, it don't matter when you got jeans and t-shirts. You know, you get them clean anywhere. But when you start getting a greater amount of clothing, you realize that, wait a minute, now I got to go somewhere where they specialize in cleaning fine garments. And you find out that little place next to the Chevron ain't working out. When you get it back, your button's gone. You come back, you say, wait a minute, man, I paid y'all, but this stain is still in here. And I'm smelling it. It looked like you just ironed it. I smell the same funk from 2 weeks ago when I dropped it off. It's just hot funk now. You just ironed it. This ain't a good cleaner. We got to find somebody else to clean this. See, it didn't matter when you wore lower class garments. But when your garments get of a greater value, you're going to have to pay attention to how you clean it. Numbers chapter 11, let's read verses 1 through 17.
You know, before we go on, you're talking about perfection. You know, perfection often comes by an error, and then you realize that thing wasn't perfect, and you work on making it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you look at some of the most valuable things are valuable because of imperfection.
You got it. The question is, what do we do when it's shown unto us? Do we lash out? Or do we dig in? What do we do? Because when it's pointed out to us, we can just decide, woe is me, and starts, everybody always against me. I just can't do right. It don't matter what. I don't even think I'm gonna be in order no more. Or we can decide we're gonna dig in. You can either lash out or you can dig in. Go ahead, brother.
Numbers chapter 11, verse 1. And when the people complained, it displeased Yahweh. And Yahweh heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of Yahweh burned among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp.
So when the people complained, it displeased Yahweh. Go ahead.
And the people cried unto Moshe, and when Moshe prayed unto Yahweh, the fire was quenched.
So they complained. A fire was burnt among them. Then they cried unto Moshe, and then Moshe prayed, and the fire was quenched. Now, this is where the people start they appreciate your prayer, but they also got a little bit of indignation against you right there. Go ahead.
And he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of Yahweh burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. And the children of Israel also wept again, and said, who shall give us flesh to eat?
Understand how this process worked. The mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting, which then led Israel to fall lusting. We have a real problem with letting anybody join our movement. Then they not only join it, they start directing it. Go ahead.
We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There's nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color there was as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil.
Now consider, Yahweh is trying to do something for the spiritual growth of his people. But the mixed multitude, they just want to get away from Egypt. Okay? We're talking about a conquering people who conquered many nations. So then you have this mixed multitude. They are ready to receive redemption with Israel, but they're not willing to go through the trials and tribulations of Israel. Understand what that means, see? So you can have mixed multitude and they can be the exact same nation as you. They just have a different culture in their heart and mind than you. So they'll accept the good things that come with it. But as soon as Yahweh is trying to purge something out of you, they want out of this situation. Now they're going to remind you, why we even come out here again? We had fish and God. You remember that fish with the rice, with that cream sauce? You remember that cream sauce? What was that sauce? Now your Elohim is trying to purge something out of you, and the mixed multitude is in your ear talking about fish, rice, and cream sauce. Right. Go ahead.
And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. And Moshe heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled greatly. Moshe also was displeased. And Moshe said unto Yahweh, wherefore have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people upon me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten them, that you should say unto me, carry them in your bosom, as a nursing father bears the sucking child, unto the land which you swearest unto their fathers? When should I have flesh to give unto all this people? For they weep unto me, saying, give us flesh that we may eat. I am not able to bear all this people alone, because it is too heavy for me. And if you deal thus with me, kill me, I pray you, out of hand.
Now, you know when a job gets so bad that a brother is saying, you know what, just go ahead and kill me. I can't, this people. But dealing with Israel ain't no walk in the park now. You need to understand. A lot of times, we want a job and not understand what's all coming with that job. This brother didn't ask for this job now. And that ends up being the difference between who gets what. There are some people that go around asking for certain situations. And there are other people that the situations show up at their door. Go ahead.
If I have found favor in your sight, and let me not see my wretchedness. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them on to the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with you. And I'll come down and talk with you there, and I'll take of the spirit which is upon you, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you bear it, not yourself alone.
I will come down and talk with you there, and I will take of the spirit which is upon you, and will put it upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you bear it not yourself alone. Now, a portion of his spirit that Yahweh put upon him is now shared with them. If they are not quite right, they're going to have some problems when they find this newfound help of the Spirit. We have to remember, what was the Spirit given for? Because sometimes we'll then take that Spirit and start doing some other things with it. Now, the mixed multitude were around the word, but they were not in the word. They knew enough to pose to onlookers, just as the foolish virgins were able to appear to be just like the wise, but only until it became dark. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. Matthew 25, and we're going to read verses 1 through 13.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom comes, go you out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose, and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
Their lamps didn't go out. Their lamps was never going to come on. See, sometimes we enter into a situation, everybody looks the same until it got dark. Their reply was, our lamps have gone out. No, they did not. Your lamps were never going to come on because you never had oil. You know you didn't have any oil when you grabbed the lamp. But they was hoping the bridegroom came in the day. But the bridegroom was wise. He waiting. See, he like to know what he working with. See, he ain't just come and say, oh, look at these virgins here. All must be good. No. Let's wait for it to get dark. Let me see what I'm really working with. As long as the light is shining, as long as it's all sunny days, everybody around you looks the same. But wait until it gets dark. Then you're about to see something. Go ahead.
But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you.
Now, the wise says not so. They didn't get into any conversation about, well, what happened to your oil? How did it run out? When did you have your lamp on? Because we ain't never turned the lamps on, So how did your oil run out? When did your oil run out? No, it was real simple. No. I keep telling people no is a subject. It is a predicate, it is a noun, it is a verb, it is an action verb, it is a complete sentence. N-O period. That's it. Everything you need right there. No. It doesn't matter what your excuse is. I can't waste or put in jeopardy my ability to make it without enough spirit. The oil is the spirit. They are asking you for some of your spirit. Who do you think you close enough to that you can loan some of your spirit to? And if you just so happen to run out of spirit, will the Adonai accept your excuse? Will he accept your alibi that you have ran out of spirit because, you were helping thus and thus and thus, and you were doing these great deeds. So in the process of doing these great deeds, you ran out of spirit. Will he accept your alibi? Go ahead, priest.
Earlier you said our problem is we always trying to bring everybody with us. When you bringing people with it, then that whole answer is hard when they say not so. At least there be not enough for us and you.
Right. But what if you invited them? Then they start to make you feel like you're responsible.
Well, wait a minute. Only reason I came out here because you had told me about it. That's the only reason I'm out here. So, you need to go ahead and give me your oil.
Not going to have them camera. I advise you stay close to that lamp. Maybe you get some backlight. Because you ain't getting what's in this container, I can tell you that. I don't know if I got enough for me. What are you talking about? See, we assume we got the same journey to Zion. So we'll look at our lamp and say, all right, well, I look like I got as much oil that they got over there, so I should be cool. And then you realize that your path said, yeah, now go over that mountain.
Wait a minute, but they're not going over the mountain. You just sent them to the right.
Yeah, they went over a mountain earlier. Now this mountain's just for you. Now you realize that your oil and their oil ain't the same kind of oil. They must be burning diesel or something. Because wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now you got to figure out if you can get over this mountain, back down this mountain, and meet back up where they going, and hope you still got enough oil that the rest of these other people got. So you look like you was fine till you realize that your path ain't the same as theirs. Your destination may be the same as theirs, but that does not mean your path is going to be the same as theirs. Go ahead.
And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came.
Uh-huh.
And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
Mm-hmm.
Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Adonai, Adonai, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man comes.
Why did he say, I don't know you? You didn't have any spirit. And that spirit that you just went and got, where you get it from? Who you got that oil from? He says, I don't know you. The bridegroom is wise. He paused for a reason. See, we think when something pauses, it must be questioning. It must have doubt. It must not have faith. No, the bridegroom is wise. Let's let it get dark so I can see what I'm working with. I ain't entering into all my covenants in the day. The prayer agreement know what he's doing. Let's go to Matthew. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7.
Earlier, you just said something valid about that journey. You're looking at this person and you realize you've got to go over the hill. But do you then panic and start using up your oil quicker because you become dismayed?
Hey, sometimes we do. Sometimes you got to do therapy on yourself. Because, see, we've been taught certain things. And we go into certain gears because we've been taught to go in those gears. And sometimes you just got to have a little meeting with yourself and deal with some things. That they got an old song that I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I'll be back real soon. Sometimes you got to go have your meeting somewhere. Yeah, wait a minute. I need to get this together right here. So sometimes we just try to move, but we ain't right. And we trying to go ahead and because we want to give the perception that we got it all together. So then we start too early. No. How about pause? Gather your thoughts. Get your spirit right. Maybe offer up some prayers and ask for some guidance, and then take your step. We 10 steps in before we start praying. You know, Yahweh, help me find the way. You done made 5 turns, and now you praying for direction? Deuteronomy chapter 7, start at verse 1.
When Yahweh your Elohim shall bring you into the land whither you go to possess it, and has cast out many nations before you, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than you. And when Yahweh your Elohim shall deliver them before you, you shall smite them and utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shall you make marriages with them. Your daughter you shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shall you take unto your son. For they will turn away your son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you, and destroy you suddenly. But thus shall you deal with them. You shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For you are an holy people unto Yahweh your Elohim.
Right. You are holy people unto Yahweh your Elohim. So it's certain things that you're not supposed to be involved with. But instead of dealing with the nations and allowing them to join unto us, we join unto them. In other words, they can come and add little things to our practice. And we let them add those things, and those things that they add are the things that end up getting us thrown in the lake of fire. They're supposed to be adding unto you, not adding their own things with you. If they're going to add unto you or come in unto you, they have to do what you're doing. You ain't supposed to be doing what they're doing. Go ahead.
Yahweh Elohim has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people.
Right. It's hard for you to feel special, and it's a reason that it's done. While every time you turn on the TV, they're showing you that something that somebody did bad who looked like you. It is meant for you not to feel special. It is meant for you to have low self-esteem about yourself. Go ahead.
You were more in... Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, as Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that Yahweh your Elohim, he is El, the faithful El, which keeps covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. And repayeth them that hates him to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hates him, he will repay him to his face.
Now understand, there will be very few people that you will ever hear say, I hate Yahweh. It is not going to come out of their mouth. It is going to be shown by their actions. So if you're waiting to hear that, you're going to be waiting the whole 1,000 years. It ain't going to come out their mouth. You have to pay attention to their actions. Go ahead.
You shall therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which I command you this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if you hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that Yahweh your Elohim shall keep unto you the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto your fathers. And he will love you and bless you and multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your land, your corn and your wine and your oil, the increase of your kind and the flocks of your sheep, in the land which he sware unto your fathers to give you. You shall be blessed above all people. There shall not be male or female barren among you or among your cattle. And Yahweh shall take away from you all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which you knoweth, upon you, but will lay them upon all them that hate you. And you shall consume all the people which Yahweh your Elohim shall deliver you. Your eyes shall have no pity upon them, neither shall you serve their gods, for that will be a snare unto you.
You shall have no pity upon them. We have been taught to have pity among them. You shall neither serve their gods. We've been taught to serve their gods. They give us parties and festivals, and it's got all manner of God worship in it. But they didn't tell us it was a God. They just said, hey, this is what we do in this type of party. Go ahead.
If you shall say in your heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? You shall not be afraid of them, but shall remember that Yahweh your Elohim, but shall remember what Yahweh your Elohim did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt, the great temptations which your eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders, and the mighty hand and the stretched out arm, whereby Yahweh your Elohim brought you out. So shall Yahweh your Elohim do unto all people of whom you are afraid. Moreover, Yahweh your Elohim will send hornets among them, until they that are left and hide themselves from you be destroyed. You shall not be affrighted at them, for Yahweh your Elohim is among you, a mighty El and terrible. And Yahweh your Elohim will put out those nations before you by little and little. You may not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon you.
Now, here is the same wisdom that the bridegroom had. Don't just run right in there and because you see these 10 virgins. Wait, let it get dark, and find out who among them is wise. Yahweh said, I'm going to give you the land, but if I just clear the whole land out and give it to you all at once, you don't have enough to occupy all this. And when you leave it empty, the beasts of the field are going to multiply in that area that you have left vacant. So I'm going to let those people stay there. They're going to have upkeep responsibility of your land until you grow big enough, and then I'll move them out the way and put you in. But what if you so vain? I want everything that belongs to me right now. Then when you end up having problems in that empty area where the beast done multiplied, now you're going to think Yahweh did something wrong to you. He says, by little and little. Go ahead.
Verse 23, for Yahweh your Elohim shall deliver them unto you, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings into your hand, and you shall destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before you until you have destroyed them. The graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. You shall not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto you, lest you be snared therein. for it is an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim.
Wait a minute. Now see, are we willing to do that? The graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. So if you see a gold diamond encrusted Jesus piece, wait a minute, look at the diamonds in there. It was quality stones. He said put it in the fire. Don't even desire the gold that is on them. Now wait a minute. How are we going to operate? See, we say, I know this is the star of their God Remphan, but did you see the gold that was made out of? Surely we can melt that down and make something. Then do you transfer that curse then into the new thing that you made? Now, imagine now the new thing looks different, but it was made out of the cursed gold. As you pass that down to your children and they keep having issues, they may never know why they're having these issues because you made the thing out of the cursed gold. But it's not a cursed object now in look, in appearance. They don't know where it came from. Go ahead.
Verse 26. Neither shall you bring an abomination into your house, lest you be a cursed thing like it. But you shall utterly detest it, and you shall utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing.
Right. Now, our work is going to be discovering the cursed thing, because there are several ways that something can be cursed. You can't look at something and say that it's just cursed all the time. It may look presentable. The curse is in the spirit of how something operates. Let's go to Joshua chapter 22. Joshua chapter 22, and let's start it at verse 10.
When they came onto the border of Jordan, that are in the land of Canaan, the children of Reuben and the children of Gad, and half tribe of Manasseh, built there an altar by Jordan, a great altar to see to. And the children of Israel heard say, Behold, the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh have built an altar over against the land of Canaan, in the borders of Jordan, at the passage of the children of Israel. And when the children of Israel heard of it, the whole congregation of the children of Israel gathered themselves together at Shiloh to go up to war against them.
Hey, right off the rip, when they heard, they did what? They built the altar. Everybody go get your weapon. All they needed to hear was that there was an altar built. What do you mean they got an altar? They have an altar. Load up. Now, understand, the geography of where they are pushes them a little bit away from everybody else. So at this point, they say, all right, let's load up. We're about to go take care of this. But all they needed to know is that they had it. Why do you have this? And they on their way to go take care of this business. Go ahead.
And the children of Israel sent unto the children of Reuben and unto the children of Gad, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, into the land of Gilead, Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, and with him 10 princes, of each chief house a prince throughout all the tribes of Israel, and each one was an head of the house of their fathers among the thousands of Israel. And they came unto the children of Reuben, and unto the children of Gad, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, unto the land of Gilead, and they spake with them, saying, Thus says the whole congregation of Yahweh, What trespass is this that you have committed against the Elohim of Israel, to turn away this day from following Yahweh, and that you have built you an altar, that you might rebel this day against Yahweh? Is the lawlessness of Peor too little for us, from which we are now cleansed until this day?
We are not.
We are not cleansed until this day, although there was a plague in the congregation of Yahweh, but that you must turn away this day from following Yahweh. And it will be, seeing you rebel today against Yahweh, that tomorrow he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel.
Now, wait. He's not going to be angry with just you. You see what happened? Once they have knowledge of it, they have to move. See, in a lot of situations, we are being trained, and Yahweh want to see what we're going to do. Once you have knowledge of it, Yahweh want to see who's going to move. See, this is a part about being a teacher. If the teacher go and do everything, how will the students really learn? So sometimes the teacher had to sit back and say, well, wait a minute. Let me see how this is going to play out. Let me see who going to go and remove it. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, if the land of your possession be clean, then pass you over onto the land of the possession of Yahweh, wherein Yahweh's tabernacle dwells, and take possession among us. But rebel not against Yahweh, nor rebel against us, in building you an altar beside the altar of Yahweh, your Elohim.
Now, verse 19, notwithstanding, if the land of your possession be unclean, then pass you over unto the land of the possession of Yahweh, wherein Yahweh's tabernacle dwells, and take possession among us. If you don't like the land where you are, then you need to cross over that body over there, come over here, and you need to live over here on this side. But don't build you now another altar over there. We got a problem. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, I think we went through it recently where they're the ones who chose that they want to stay there.
Yes. They said that the land was good for cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Let us dwell here. They said, hold on now. Hold on. Now, if you go over and you do all the warring and everything that you're supposed to do in helping build this, we'll let you come back over and you'll have this land. So they asked for this land that's set apart from everybody else. Go ahead.
Did not Achan, the son of Zerah, commit a trespass in the accursed thing, and wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel? And that man perished not alone in his lawlessness.
That man perished not alone. He didn't perish by himself. He said, this thing that you have brought that's cursed among Israel, check this out. It's an altar. Depending on how you're using this, it can become a curse. This is where things start to get interesting. Go ahead.
And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered and said unto the heads of the thousands of Israel, Yahweh Elohim of gods, Yahweh Elohim of gods, he knows. And Israel, he shall know. If it be in rebellion or if in transgression against Yahweh, save us not this day. That we have built us an altar to turn from following Yahweh, or if to offer thereon burnt offering or meat offering, or if to offer peace offerings thereon, let Yahweh himself require it. And if we have not rather done it for fear of this thing, saying, in time to come your children might speak unto our children, saying, that what have you to do with Yahweh Elohim of Israel? For Yahweh has made Jordan a border between us and you. You children of Reuben and children of Gad, you have no part in Yahweh, so shall your children make our children cease from fearing Yahweh. Therefore we said, let us now prepare to build us an altar, not for burnt offering, nor for sacrifice, but that it may be a witness between us and you, and our generations after us, that we might do the service of Yahweh before him with our burnt offerings and with our sacrifices and with our peace offerings, that your children may not say to our children in time to come, you have no part in Yahweh.
All right. So they said, we have built the altar so that our kids will understand what it is we doing when we go over there. But we ain't offering no offerings on it. Go ahead.
You know, it's interesting, back to what we're talking about, when they said, Yahweh has made Jordan a border between us and you. No, you made that border.
Hey, the border was already there, and they picked that land. And they were already told about what to do. Okay, all right. Don't get over here and think that you're not a part of Israel because you're over here. Go ahead.
Therefore said we, It shall be, when they should say to us or to our generations in time to come, that we may say again, behold the pattern of the altar of Yahweh, which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings, nor for sacrifices, but it is a witness between us and you. Elohim forbid that we should rebel against Yahweh and turn this day from following Yahweh to build an altar for burnt offerings, for meat offerings, or for sacrifices, besides the altar of Yahweh our Elohim that is before his tabernacle.
Besides the altar of Yahweh that is before his tabernacle. Go ahead.
And when Phinehas the priest and the princes of the congregation and the heads of the thousands of Israel which were with them heard the words that the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the children of Manasseh spake, it pleased them. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest said unto the children of Reuben and to the children of Gad and to the children of Manasseh, this day we perceive that Yahweh is among us, because you have not committed this trespass against Yahweh. Now you have delivered the children of Israel out of the hand of Yahweh. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest and the princes returned from the children of Reuben and from the children of Gad out of the land of Gilead unto the land of Canaan to the children of Israel, and brought them word again. And the thing pleased the children of Israel. And the children of Israel blessed Elohim, and did not intend to go up against them in battle, to destroy the land wherein the children of Reuben and Gad dwelt. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad called the altar Ed, for it shall be a witness between us that Yahweh is Elohim.
Now, them just having the altar was about to get them killed. They then had to profess, we did not build this for any purpose of doing any offerings, just so that our kids will understand in the time to come that your kids won't say, y'all don't even know what y'all doing over there. If they had used it, then the altar would have become a cursed thing in their land. Interesting. Now, if they're mimicking the altar there, it looks just like the altar before the tabernacle. And if they used it, it becomes a curse. But in that they did not use it. Interesting. Let's go to Joshua chapter 6. But as soon as Israel heard of it, they moved immediately. Joshua chapter 6, and the start of verse 16.
And it came to pass at the seventh time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for Yahweh has given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that therein. To Yahweh only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
Now, so check this out. The altar would have been cursed if they used it. Now they going into a city, and the city is going to be cursed. But the harlot coming out of the city is not. Here goes the difficulty in finding the cursed thing. You might say because of who she is, that she should be cursed. Keep reading.
And you, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest you make yourselves a curse when you take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel a curse and trouble it.
Now, if they don't have the right information, some people is wondering, hold on, man, this city is a curse, and you went in there and got a harlot and brought her out. Go ahead.
But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto Yahweh. They shall come into the treasury of Yahweh.
All right, so the silver, the gold, the vessels of brass, the iron are all consecrated unto Yahweh. Those go into his treasury. Go ahead.
So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. But Yahshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, Go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she has, as you swear unto her.
Mm-hmm.
And the young men that were spies went in, and brought out Rahab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Israel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold, and the vessels of brass and of iron, they put into the treasury of the house of Yahweh.
Uh-huh.
And Yahshua saved Rahab the harlot alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelt in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Yahshua sent to spy out Jericho.
So the harlot did right by the children of Israel. So now her past life does not make her accursed. But because she did right by Israel, she helped them bring salvation. So all of the proper working people of that land is cursed, but not the harlot. Things start to get interesting when you're dealing with Yahweh. Go ahead.
And Yahshua adjured them at the time, saying, Cursed be the man before Yahweh that rise up and builds this city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it. So Yahweh was with Yahshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country.
Now, you have to look at this graphic here. All right, so they going and they getting the harlot out. They're going into the harlot's house and bringing everybody out. Let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think Yahweh got us from? Wasn't all y'all going to Christian church before? So where he went and got you from? See, we like to see ourselves as the great people coming in to deliver. No, you the harlot. You the harlot he came and got. For they worship many gods in that place, and we worship every last one of them with them. See, a lot of times when we read a story, or when we, lay down to have our dreams, we always in the positive part of it. No, you don't. You want to see yourself as the deliverer. No. What God have we not worshiped here? We kept New Year's, we kept Valentine's Day, we kept all of them. That is a harlot. She worships all the gods. And he came and got you. See, it's one way to look at mercy when you think it doesn't really apply to you. No, it applies to us. We worshiped all this. New Year's was the two-headed god Janus that looks into the past and the future. We worshiped it every year. How can we not be the ones who he went and brought out the harlot house? How can we not be that? Let's go to, keep reading. Start at Joshua chapter 7 and start at verse 5 and 6. Uh-huh.
And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate even on to Shebarim, and smote them in the going down, wherefore the hearts of the people melted and became as water.
Uh-huh.
And Yahshua rent his clothes, and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of Yahweh, until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads.
Now, he is worried at this point they have suffered loss. But understand, there were certain things that were supposed to be added unto the treasury. Jump to verse 10.
And Yahweh said unto Yahshua, Get you up. Wherefore lieth you thus upon your face?
Right. Now, this ain't the time for praying. This is the time for taking care of business. Get off your face. See, sometimes we sitting and waiting for somebody else to take care of the business. Yahweh saying, ain't you in charge? Who you waiting for? Who we waiting for? Who coming through here? Who coming? Oh, I thought you was in charge. What you on your face for? You praying for me to do your job? Go ahead.
Israel has sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant which I commanded them, for they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and disassembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies.
So the cursed thing didn't come in and just bother one individual. No, the cursed thing has now bothered the entire congregation. Go ahead.
But turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except you destroy the accursed from among you.
Except you remove the accursed thing from you, I'm not going to be with you anymore. He said, what you on your face for? You need to go find out who got that thing. Don't you know Yahweh already know when he says that? No, there's certain parts of the job that's yours. What do you got to do your job for? Go find it. Yahweh know where it's at. Now go do your job. Find that thing and get it out of here. Go ahead.
Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow. For thus says Yahweh Elohim of Israel, There's an accursed thing in the midst of you, O Israel. You cannot stand before your enemies until you take away the accursed thing from among you. In the morning, therefore, you shall be brought up according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which Yahweh takes shall come according to the families thereof, and the family which Yahweh shall take shall come by by households, and the households which Yahweh shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the covenant of Yahweh, and because he has wrought folly in Israel.
All right, go ahead.
So Yahshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Yehudah was taken.
He's got to go through a pretty great ordeal to go through this. And Yahweh don't save him from 1 minute of it. Yahweh knew who it is from day one. Yahweh saw when it was taken. Go ahead.
And he brought the family of Yehudah, and he took the family of the Zarhites. And he brought the family of the Zarhites, man by man. And Zabdiah was taken. And he brought his household, man by man. And Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdiah, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Yehudah was taken. And Yahshua said unto Achan, My son, give, I pray you, glory to Yahweh Elohim of Israel, and make confession unto me, and tell me now, what have you done? Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Yahshua and said, Indeed I have sinned against Yahweh Elohim of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, and I coveted them, and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it.
So the goodly Babylonish garment and 200 shekels silver and a wedge of gold is cursed. But the harlot was not. Be careful how you look at things. Go ahead.
So So Yahshua sent messengers, and they ran into the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Yahshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before Yahweh. And Yahshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. And they brought them on to the valley of Achor. And Yahshua said, Why have you troubled us? Yahweh shall trouble you this day.
Mm-hmm.
And all Israel stoned them with stones, and burnt them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. And they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So Yahweh turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day.
Yahweh turned from his anger once Israel took care of that business and got that cursed thing out from among them. So we have to then consider, where does our responsibility lie when it comes to something of this nature? So somebody opened the door and a dog with muddy paws come into the house. The dog with muddy paws is running all around the house, but everybody trying to figure out who has the authority to get the muddy dog. Meanwhile, the muddy dog is tearing up everything from room to room, and everybody asking, can you grab the dog? Do you have authority to grab the dog? Whose dog is it? How many muddy steps is the dog allowed to take before somebody grabs the dog? But we got to have a meeting to figure out who can grab the dog. Meanwhile, mud is being trampled all over the house. All it takes is one entity for something to go wrong. I keep telling, my kids, hey, if 5 of y'all go to the store, one person decide to steal, all of y'all going down for theft. Now, the other 4 didn't have ill intent, but one individual decided they were going to take it too far. Now, all of y'all get punished because of the one. Wait a minute. Ain't that what we just read? Is that not what we just read? Who stole the thing? All of them didn't steal it, but all of them had to pay for it. In your life, you're always looking for the one. But are you going to stand to your guns and completely remove that? When you see that accursed thing, you're supposed to say, no, you're going to have to take that past the mailbox. And if they say, well, you know what, I love this cursed thing. Okay, well, take you and that thing beyond the mailbox. It's real simple. Either the thing go past the mailbox, or you and the thing go past the mailbox. Real simple. And when we don't do that, we end up getting ourselves in a bunch of trouble. I ended up in a situation when I was younger, going to do a show, and I said, this individual right here is not somebody who need to go with us. I said, this individual brings problems. There's going to be a problem if this one person goes. I said, they can't ride with me. They still let that person go. They said, all right, because they wanted to have somebody who was a slight bit of a troublemaker, because we were going out of town. So just in case something got crazy, they wanted this individual. That individual went to that town and started something, and by the end of the night, somebody was dead. Now, I didn't stick to my guns. I felt in my spirit, this one person, now it might be 20 of us that's going. That one person almost got all of us charged with murder. And I knew that one person was going to go farther than all the rest of us. I knew it when I rented the car. I rented the van for the trip, and I said, he can't ride with me. I got a van that's holding most of the people. He can't ride with me. if he go, it's going to pass a level. See, our problem is we let anything join our movement. And one individual will make that go past. I didn't deal with it. I said he couldn't ride with me, but I didn't stick to the guns that he shouldn't go with any of us. For you know what? Everybody got to run out of this situation, blood everywhere. There's a dead man at the end of the day because of one person. That's all it takes. One. Now, everybody ends up having this problem. But less than 30 days later, Yahweh brought his cousin Karma, and it took care of that individual who caused that death by bringing forth his death. But what if that went another way? And now all of us on a murder rap because we brought one individual. We got to start paying attention. See, this mixed multitude, Israel already has an issue because we look at the things of the mixed multitude and we start allowing them to set where the boundary is in our movement. You don't set no boundary in our movement. If you're going to join the movement, get behind me. You're not going to do more than the people who actually in the movement. And if we don't do that, we are setting ourselves up for a problem. Now, let's go to the next graphic, and I want you to start reading there.
The Book of the Dead is the modern name for a collection of ancient Egyptian funerary texts written on papyrus scrolls that were placed in tombs to help the deceased navigate the afterlife. These texts contain spells, hymns, and magical formulas.
All the things that Yahweh told us to leave alone. Go ahead.
Formulas intended to guide the soul through the underworld, protect it from dangers, and ensure a successful judgment and eternal life.
Successful judgment. Go ahead.
The collection evolved from earlier texts like the pyramid text and coffin text and was popular during the New Kingdom period.
All right, go to the next graphic.
Purpose and content. Guide to the afterlife. The primary purpose was to provide the deceased with the knowledge and magical spells needed to pass through the underworld, which was considered a perilous journey. Protection. Spells were included to protect the deceased from demons and other threats they might encounter. Judgment. The text described the weighing of the heart ritual, a crucial judgment where the heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Ma'at, truth, to determine their faith. Eternal life. The ultimate goal was to help the soul achieve a blessed afterlife, whereby they could live forever in a paradise-like realm.
Now, the question is, when we see people who are entertaining other things, do we ask all these questions? Or we just open the door and say, come on in with us. Now, understand, they're bringing all of this with them. They just ain't told you about it. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13. See, Yahweh said that we have to make sure that we maintain our culture. But you have to understand, people are not going to always tell you that this that we're doing is for another God. They're not going to utter those words. Revelation chapter 13, and let's start at verse 1.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle. That means the way of Yahweh is going to be evil spoken against. Go ahead.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and languages and nations.
Now, understand, it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds, tongues, and nations. He's over them. But he only made war with one. We don't consider, while we're trying to join to everybody's culture, we letting everybody join our movement. We joining unto everybody's ethnicity and their family. Understand, Lucifer is coming kicked out of heaven with one name written down on his hand. These the people he going to make war with. Now, when he starts making war with you, ask yourself, all them people you done joined to, see if they keep joining to you when they realize Lucifer ain't got but one name on his hand. And they realize, wait a minute, that ain't me right now. That's you. Are they still going to maintain and stay with you? These are questions we need to ask. Because he's not coming to make war with the whole earth. Go ahead.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb, slain for the foundation of the world.
Mm-hmm.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If any man has an ear, let him hear. Now let's go to the next graphic and read about the coffin text.
Coffin text, how it was used. Burial with the deceased. Copies of the book of the dead were placed in tombs with the dead. Customized scrolls. Each scroll was often customized for the individual, with the deceased's name inserted into the spells. Placement. Spells could be written on various objects, including linen bandages, amulets, and bricks placed in the burial chamber.
You know, I knew somebody who grew up in the military, so they moved from place to place, and they went to a country, and they were given a basket by the people to kind of welcome them into that area. And as soon as those people left, some other individuals came and said, grab that basket and get it out your house. And they said, well, what? Oh, no, they put all kind of spells and everything within that. And they have some cursed stuff that they put in that basket. See, some people are dealing with something. It may look like it was a gift, but it had some cursed things. They had done prayers and spells all over these items in the basket and then gave it to them saying, we're welcoming you to this new country now that you're a part of this base. They said, don't get it out immediately. Interesting. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 14. Because we have these rituals and items about death. So let's see where it's all going to lead back to. Isaiah chapter 14 and started at verse 1.
For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
The stranger's going to be joined to Israel. Israel not going to join to the stranger. See, right now, Israel keep joining to the stranger. The stranger supposed to be joining you, not you to them. Go ahead.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. It shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall give you rest from your sorrow, and from your fear, and from the hard bondage wherein you was made to serve. That you shall take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yahweh has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hinders. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at you, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since you are laid down, no feller has come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for you to meet you at your coming.
Mm-hmm.
It stirs up the dead for you.
Hell is the grave. So the grave from beneath is moved for you to meet you at your coming. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto you, are you also become weak as we? Are you become like unto us? Your pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of your vials. The worm is spread unto you, and the worms cover you.
Your pomp is brought down to the grave. So when you start dealing with all of this grave, and we're about to see a lot of things right now, a lot of worship. You're going to see a whole lot of skeletons and dark clothing. You're about to see that here in a few days. And they're going to knock on your door and ask for an offering. And because you think it's cute, a lot of y'all give the offering for the dead. Are they not dressed up like dead people? And then you give an offering to the dead, for the dead? Go ahead.
How are you fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How are you cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? For you have said in your heart, I'll ascend into heaven. I'll exalt my throne above the stars of Elohim. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet you shall be brought down to the grave, to the sides of the pit.
You shall be brought down to the grave. So when we start dealing with all of these grave situations, who are we really dealing with here? What has he orchestrated? Keep going.
They that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
So he's going to be turned into a man. Keep reading.
That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But you are cast out of your grave like an abominable branch.
Wait a minute. If you come out of your grave, is that not abominable? Is that not a dead body coming out of the ground? But these are the things that we worship, and let it come to our door and give it an offering. So who are we then mimicking? We have to understand. Yahweh has a purpose for a casket, but you don't mix the living and the dead. If somebody call you and say, you know, man, I got cigars down here. My first baby boy has been born. Come down to the hospital, man. I'm going to show you my new baby boy. And you come down there with a casket. So you went to the day of the living with a casket. How you think that's going to turn out? What you think that them people going to think about you? Are you serious? You brought a casket to the first day? Bro, take that and go that way. Don't bring. Bro, why would you bring? It's two different mindsets here. But we dealing with things of the adversary, but people have told us it's fun. So we allow these lines to be crossed without acknowledging them. And how much is Yahweh going to hold us responsible? When they get to these days, I cut out all my lights. I need you to know, don't come up here. Don't come up here. I hide like a Jehovah's Witness. Turn the lights off. They can see you moving. Don't go by those curtains. Didn't I tell you don't go by the curtains? They can see them moving. We in the house like we doing reconnaissance. We crawling. Hey, somebody pass me the remote. Go ahead.
And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
All right. That's as far as I want to go. Let's go to the next graphic and read about All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve falls on the 31st of October each year, and this is the day before All Hallows Day, also known as All Saints Day in the Christian calendar. The church traditionally held a vigil on All Hallows Eve when worshipers would prepare themselves with prayers and fasting prior to the feast day itself. The name derives from the Old English hallowed, meaning holy or sanctified, and is now usually contracted to the more familiar word Halloween. Now,
If this is hallowed or it is holy, and it is holy for some God, what God must they be dealing with? If one is going to be cast out of his grave like an abominable branch, and the things that we then promote or deal with within this activity are all the things of death, who is it that must be being worshiped here, whether you know it or not? Go ahead.
All Souls Day. All Souls Day is marked on the 2nd of November or the 3rd if the 2nd is a Sunday, directly following All Saints Day, and is an opportunity for Roman Catholics and Anglo-Catholic churches to commemorate the faithful departed.
Mm-hmm.
They remember and pray for the souls of people who are in purgatory, the place or state in which those who have died atone for their less grave sins before being granted the vision of Elohim in heaven.
Stop. So they got a middle place. And now understand now, this is Christian church approved. So when you start hearing them people saying they're keeping Hallelujah Night, and you say, you know what, they done transformed Halloween into Hallelujah Night. No, they was always keeping it. They just realized, all right, they're going to figure it out if we don't change the names. We're going to have to change the names, or these people are going to figure out that we've been worshiping different gods in here all along. Okay? They're going to figure this out. We have to make this change. They're dealing with purgatory, and they're dealing with the souls of the people who are in purgatory. So wait a minute. Then they are dealing with the dead then. Oh, interesting. This is why in a lot of those churches it was completely okay to have burial grounds on the same ground that the church was on. It was always dealing with the dead. Go ahead.
Of Elohim in heaven, called beatific vision. Reasoning behind this stems from the notion that when a soul leaves the body, it is not entirely cleansed from venial minor sins. However, through the power of prayer and self-denial, the faithful left on earth may be able to help these souls gain the beatific vision they seek, bringing the soul eternal, sublime happiness.
So you help the dead by participating in a day of the dead. Do you understand that's what you're doing when you asking for candy? What if Yahweh said, no, your soul has already been purchased by the adversary of the devil. I don't know you. Well, I don't remember getting anything. It was those juju fruits. See, you sold your soul for a pack of bubblicious. What? Yeah, that's all you got. You put it in the bucket. Remember when they put the thing in the bucket? At least Esau got a pot of lentils. You mean all you got were bubblicious for your soul? Go ahead.
A 7th or 8th century AD prayer, the office of the dead, is read out in churches on All Souls Day. Other rituals include the offering of requiem, mass for the dead, visiting family graves, and reflecting on lost loved ones. In Mexico, on El Día de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, people take picnics to their family graves and leave food out for their dead relatives.
Right. And if you go to the right places, you'll go to somebody's front door and find out that it's a whole picnic laid at the front door. That is an offering for the dead right at their front door. Right. Let's go to Revelation chapter 20. But ain't nobody came and told you that they were worshiping another God, did they? No. It was just in the name of fun. We just gonna have some fun and do some things. They're not explaining this to you. And some people know exactly what they're doing. Others are just tricked into doing it. Revelation chapter 20, and let's start that at verse 1.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahshua and for the word of Elohim, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahshua 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of Elohim and of Yahshua, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from Elohim out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them.
All right, go ahead.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim.
All right, so you want to deal with all the people coming out of their graves? You want to celebrate it? Let me show you what you're celebrating. Go ahead.
And the books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works.
So here come all of these people coming out of their graves. Now here go some others. Go ahead.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it.
So all the ones that died in the water, they're gonna come out of the water. So this whole day of the dead, this night of the walking dead, they getting up for judgment. That's what they walk into. They walk into the white throne judgment. They're only telling you part of this story. That's where they're going. That's why you see all the half dead. You see the skeletons. You see all of these things. They have been awakened for judgment. And then we are asked to celebrate the day of judgment of the dead. You ain't supposed to have no part in that. That's the second resurrection. You supposed to already have been with Yahshua. What you taking part in that for? You ain't supposed to be there. Go ahead.
And death and grave delivered up the dead which were in them.
And
And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and grave were cast into the lake
Death,
of
if
fire.
death and hell, which is the grave, that means they're coming out of the ground. And we think these little costumes, when these people show up at our door, we think they're so cute. Because they're little little babies, and they're in the skeleton suit. Oh, look, it's so cute. That's the judgment of the unrighteous. And then you give them an offering. Go ahead.
This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
Wait a minute. Now, see, if you're not in this book, you're getting thrown in the lake of fire. So either you're going to deal with the things that's in the book of the dead, or you're going to deal with the things that's in the book of the living. One of them going to get you thrown in the lake of fire. And they always present it as if it's fun. This is how they catch us in everything. Stop thinking that somebody is going to come to you and say, hey, you want to go worship Lucifer tonight? Nobody is going to say that to you. Do you think Lucifer is that simple? That he's actually going to introduce himself?
How you doing? My name's Lucifer. Some people call me Satan. You want to go hang out?
Do you really think that's how it's going to happen? Brother, did you finish that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, when Yahweh begins to separate the good from the evil, we are going to think that we are going through this because we're black. But it is actually the time of Jacob's trouble. And because we are Israel, this is the reason we are going through it. It will seem just like our past, but the devil is trying to trick us into destroying our future. This is not a repeat of the civil rights movement, no matter how it looks. What we have to understand is how plays are ran in professional sports. They run a play several times. Then they have alternate plays based off that same formation. After seeing that play ran several times, it tricks the defense into thinking that they are about to run that same play. Then they run the play. It's disguised as the first play. If you think that you know what you're looking at, then you overplay and commit to doing something because you believed it was right, only to find that you have been deceived and now your opponent is dancing in the end zone. This is what Lucifer does to us. And if we're not careful, he too will be dancing in our end zone. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 22. See, he knows your past struggles. So he's going to make things look like your past so you can lash out and tear up your future. And once you tear it up, it's torn. He know what he doing. This is why everybody's path is not the same. He knows that if he can make this look like something that you already have an issue with, you're going to jump out there and ruin your future because you were afraid that it looked like your past. And what if Yahweh is also testing you at the same time Lucifer is too? Because he want to see, well, wait a minute. Let's see if you trust me like you say you do. I'm going to let this look like this. Didn't it look like to the children of Israel, man? Yahweh done brought us out here to die. Wait a minute, who made it look like that? Yahweh. So then he did the same thing that the bridegroom did. He let it get dark. No, he said, I want to know what I'm dealing with. I'm about to enter into a covenant with this woman. I need to see this woman in the dark. I need to see this woman when everything ain't going right. So he purposely, man, it said it was 11 days journey. They was out there 40 years. You think Yahweh needed a GPS? You think he didn't know how to get to the land that he had already chosen? You think he didn't know how to get to his own land? He knew how to get there. But he also knows that he didn't need to get there too early. Yahweh and Yahshua operate on the same grounds. If you know what you're reading, it's the same thing. Ezekiel chapter 22, and let's start at that. I'll start at verse 1.
Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Now you, son of man, will you judge? Will you judge the bloody city? Yea, you shall show her all her abominations.
Are you Israel enough to do it? Or do we get slack when it's time to show her abominations? See, a lot of us can do it to strangers. It's when it get close. No, he said, no, you're going to go deal with your own people. No, go tell Israel. He didn't send to go and say, go tell that other nation down the street. No. Go to your people and tell them their abominations. Can you do it? Go ahead.
Then say you, thus says the Adonai Elohim, the city sheds blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and make idols against herself to defile herself. You are become guilty in your blood that you have shed, and has defiled yourself in your idols which you have made, and you have caused your days to draw near, and are come even unto your years. Therefore have I made you a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. Those that be near, and those that be far from you, shall mock you, which are infamous and much vexed. Behold, the princes of Israel, every one, were in you to their power to shed blood. In you have they set light by father and mother. In the midst of you have they dealt by oppression with the stranger. In you have they vexed the fatherless and the widow. You have despised mine holy things and have profaned my Shabbats. In you are men that carry tales to shed blood. And in you they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of you they commit lewdness. In you have they discovered their father's nakedness. In you have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. And one has committed abominations with his neighbor's wife, and another has lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law, and another in you has humbled his sister, his father's daughter. In you have they taken gifts to shed blood. You have taken interest and increase, and you have greedily gained of your neighbors by extortion, and have forgotten me, says the Adonai Elohim. Behold, therefore, I have smitten mine hand at your dishonest gain which you have made, and at your blood which has been in the midst of you. Can your heart endure, or can your hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with you? I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and will do it. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and disperse you in the countries, and will consume your filthiness out of you.
So even though he's spreading us out amongst the countries, he says, I'm going to consume your filthiness out of you. Go ahead.
And you shall take your inheritance in yourself in the sight of the heathen, and you shall know that I am Yahweh. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead. In the midst of the furnace, they are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus says the Adonai Elohim, because you are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace, to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yes, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my anger, and you shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall you be melted in the midst thereof. And you shall know that I, Yahweh, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, you are the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. There is a conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. they have made her many widows in the midst thereof. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Stop. He said there's supposed to be a difference between the holy and profane. If you don't put a difference in between it, we have a problem. Everything that's happening within this period of time, they are merging good and evil, light and darkness, and passing it off as a celebration. We can't do that. And if we even keep quiet about it, what did we read about the father and the daughter when it comes down to a vow or binding the soul? He must deal with it on the day he heard it. Yahweh has given us opportunity. Sometimes we deal with stuff, it be months later. Wait a minute, Yahweh gonna say, wait a minute, you gotta get faster than this. How long it gonna take you to deal with that? Go ahead.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean,
Uh-huh.
and have hid their eyes from my Shabbats, and I am profaned among them.
Wait a minute. Hid their eyes. Wait a minute. So they act like they didn't know when the Sabbath was. Interesting. Go ahead.
Her princes in the midst thereof are like wolves ravening the prey, to shed blood and to destroy souls to get dishonest gain. And her prophets have daubed them with untempered mortar, seeing vanity and divining lies unto them, saying, thus says the Adonai Elohim, even Yahweh has not spoken. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery, and have vexed the poor and needy. Yea, they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully.
Right. Now, some people will say, I didn't find these things in the Ten Commandments, so I didn't commit any atrocity. Go ahead.
And I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none.
Wait a minute. Yahweh says, and I sought for a man among them that should make up the hedge and stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it. But he found none. Wait a minute, ain't nobody going to stand in between this? Ain't nobody going to stand up? Then he automatically start at the top and start looking down. Wait a minute. Well, all the people who normally stand, where they standing? Go ahead.
Therefore have I poured out mine indignation upon them. I have consumed them with the fire of my anger. Their own way have I recompensed upon their heads, says the Adonai Elohim.
All right, let's go to chapter 44. Do we even understand how much destruction has happened in the land of Israel right now? You know what I found interesting is when they showed you pictures of Gaza before, they always showed you the little teenage boys throwing the rocks. They always showed you that. You notice they never showed you that beautiful city with all of those big buildings, the pretty skyline. We didn't see it until it was destroyed. You ever think that's just a tad bit peculiar? So that way, when they were destroying it, you wouldn't have in your mindset that they're destroying an actual city of people, a real thing. They wanted you to think that it was just some people in some woods among a few tents and some rocks. But once you look at an overall view of what all they destroyed, when you look at these buildings, this was a major city. How is it that we've never seen that before? Why didn't we see it with the lights, with the cars, with the business going? How is it that the news only showed us one part of Gaza, and it was always some kids throwing a rock at a tank? So to make you think, because think about the conquering spirit. We went amongst these savages and liberated them. Is that not the story that they've told in every place they have conquered? They wanted us to think that that's all was there. But when you look at these buildings, who built them skyscrapers over there? Them were multi-story buildings. And they're all gone. So how is it that we're only getting an aerial view of Gaza when it is destroyed? I found that interesting. Ezekiel chapter 44, and let's start at verse 15.
But the priests, the Levites, the son of Zadok, they kept the charge of my sanctuary. When the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, says the Adonai Elohim. They shall enter into my sanctuary, and they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall come to pass that when they enter in at the gates of the inner court, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, whilst they minister in the gates of the inner court and within. They shall have linen bonnets upon their heads, and shall have linen breeches upon their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat.
So they're going to have the linen bonnets upon their head. They won't have any other thing. You're going to be able to see the things on their head. Okay? You ain't going to have to wait until they walk past you and you see it in the back. You're going to see that they have a head cover. And they're not going to be wearing all black. This is the future righteous setup that we read. He done already told us, wait a minute, we should be able to look and say, something don't go according to Scripture. New or old. Go ahead.
When they go forth into the utter court, even into the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they ministered, and laid them in the holy chambers, and they shall put on other garments, and they shall not sanctify the people with their garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads. Neither shall any priest drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away, but they shall take maidens of the seed of the house of Israel, or a widow that had a priest before.
See, they're worried about the kind of women that they get could take them off of their job. He said, look, you can't just marry anybody. Because you spend too much time dealing with this, then you ain't dealing with that. Go ahead.
They shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane,
And
cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean.
They shall teach the people. Sometimes you're teaching the people don't want to be taught. Go ahead.
And in controversy they shall stand in judgment.
In controversy, they're going to stand. In controversy, they're not running. In controversy, they're not hiding their eyes. In controversy, they're not taking a gift to pervert judgment. In controversy, they shall stand. It didn't say they're going to be liked, though. It just said they were going to stand. Go ahead.
They shall judge it according to my judgments, and they shall keep my laws and my statutes and all my assemblies, and they shall hallow my Shabbats.
Wait a minute. Hallow. Wait a minute. Hold on. So are we hallowing Ween? Or are we hallowing his Shabbat? What's being hallowed here? Sound like we're hallowing the wrong thing. Go ahead.
They shall come at no dead person to defile themselves.
Wait a minute. They shall come at no dead person. Wait a minute. You got people mimicking the dead. They come to your door and ask for an offering. We are told, stay away from even the appearance of sin. Go ahead.
Or for father, or for mother, or for son, or for daughter, for brother, or for sister that has had no husband, they may defile themselves. And after he is cleansed, they shall reckon unto him 7 days. And in the day that he goes into the sanctuary, onto the inner court, To minister in the sanctuary, he shall offer his sin offering, says the Adonai Elohim.
All right. That's as far as I want to go right there. Let's go to Psalms chapter 84. Psalms 84, and let's start at verse 1.
How amiable are your tabernacles, O Yahweh of hosts. My soul longs, yea, even faints for the courts of Yahweh. My heart and my flesh cries out for the living Elohim.
Now, you're gonna come across this term over and over as you're reading the living Elohim. Why is he saying the living Elohim? See, it says that the priest must make a separation between the holy and the profane. He must make a separation between the clean and the unclean. We're not going to merge these things together. We're not going to deal with that duality. We're not dealing with that. He is separating the living Elohim. Go ahead.
Yes, the sparrow has found an house, and the swallow a nest for herself, where she may lay her young. Even your altars, O Yahweh of hosts, my King and my Elohim. Blessed are they that dwell in your house. They will be still praising you. Blessed is the man whose strength is in you, and whose heart are the ways of them. Who passing through the valley of Baca make it a well. The rain also fills the pools. They go from strength to strength. Every one of them in Zion appears before Elohim. O Yahweh Elohim of hosts, hear my prayer. Give ear, O Elohim of Yaakov. Behold, O Elohim, our shield, and look upon the face of your anointed. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my Elohim than to dwell in the tents of wickedness.
I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of the God of the living than a ruler in the house of the dead. Go ahead.
For Yahweh Elohim is a sun and shield. Yahweh will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. O Yahweh of hosts, blessed is the man that trusts in you.
All right. Go to, I won't, you may not have these. Do you have the A and B under that?
No, sir.
All right, let me read that. In Isaiah 37 and verse 4, it says, it may be that Yahweh your Elohim will hear the words of Rabshakeh, whom the king of Assyria, his master, have sent to reproach the living Elohim, and will reprove the words which Yahweh your Elohim has heard. You keep hearing Yahweh referred to as the living Elohim. In that same chapter, in verse 17, it says, incline your ear, O Yahweh, and hear. Open your eyes, O Yahweh, and see. And hear all the words of Sennacherib, which he has sent to reproach the living Elohim. He's setting something different. You have to make a differentiation between the holy and the profane. He's automatically saying there's a difference between us. There's a difference between me and these other gods. I am the living God. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 44. See, this is why we have to make a distinction. Because if he keeps having it said that he's the living Elohim, remember, he says he's not the Elohim of the dead, but the Elohim of the living. Then he says he's the living Elohim. So then who must be trying to coerce us to deal with the dead? Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1. Understand now, if he tried to deceive Yahshua, come on now. I mean, who are we? Come on, what we have to do is just learn how to learn from one another. That we are not starting over in every generation. But if he tried to deceive Yahshua, come on. How much knowledge could we possibly have? He tried to misdirect Yahshua. Please don't think that we know so much that he ain't going to try to deceive us too. It says the servant is not above his master. If they call the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call you? Go ahead, brother.
Yet now hear, O Yaakov my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus says Yahweh that made you and formed you from the womb, which will help you. Fear not, O Yaakov my servant, and you, Yeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I'll pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I'll pour my spirit upon your seed, and my blessing upon your offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am Yahweh.
So your name even supposed to show that you serve, worship, and walk in the culture of Yahweh. Go ahead.
And another shall call himself by the name of Yaakov. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and beside me there is no El. And who, as I, shall call and shall declare it, and set in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. Fear you not, neither be afraid. Have not I told you from that time, and have declared it? You are even my witnesses. Is there an Elohim beside me? Yea, there is no El, I know not any.
And understand why Lucifer is coming out of heaven with one name written on his hand that he must destroy, and that's Israel. What does anybody do when they getting ready to go to get judged? What the gangsters do? They go and kill the witnesses. So don't you understand when he invites you to a festival of death that he's trying to kill you? You're the witness. You're supposed to be in witness protection, but you don't went to a party. Go ahead.
They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witnesses. They see not nor know that they may be ashamed. Who has formed a god or molten a graven image that is profitable for nothing? Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen, they are of men. Let them all be gathered together. Let them stand up, yet they shall fare, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both works in the coals, and fashioneth it with hammers, and works it with the strength of his arms. Yea, he is hungry, and his strength fails. He drinks no water, and is faint. The carpenter stretches out his rule. He marks it out with a line. He fits it with planes, and he marks it out with the compass, and makes it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house. He hews him down cedars, and takes the cypress, and the oak, which he strengthens for himself among the trees of the forest. He plants an ash, and the rain does nourish it. Then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof and warm himself. Yea, he kindles it, and bakes bread. Yea, he makes a god and worships it. He makes it a graven image, and falls down thereto. He burns part there in the fire. With part thereof he eats flesh. He roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warms himself, and says, Aha, I am warm. I've seen the fire. And the residue thereof he makes a god.
And the residue thereof he makes a god. So his God ain't living. His God different. Yahweh is the living Elohim. He did all of these things with the same tree. So his God was made after he just got through eating some yardbird from the same tree. So your God came from the same tree that cooked your chicken. Go ahead.
Even his graven image, he falls down onto it and worships it and prays onto it and says, "Deliver me, for you are my God."
He then bows down to the God that he made from the tree that he cut down. And then he bows down to the God that he created. Go ahead.
They have not known nor understood, for he has shut their eyes that they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. And none considers in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burnt part of it in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof.
Mm-hmm.
I have roasted flesh and eaten it.
Uh-huh.
And shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree?
Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? Understand, the adversary will try everything to get us off of this path. And it is not for us to be down upon ourselves. What it is for us to learn. You can't keep falling to the same thing. So once the adversary has tricked you, you say, all right, I got that. Okay, that ain't going to happen no more. You won't trick me like that again. I ain't saying you won't trick me, but you're going to have to try another trick, because that one ain't going to work no more. And you just have to keep adding these tidbits to your arsenal. And then that makes us stronger and stronger in the culture of our Elohim. Then we can boldly stand and say, I worship the living Elohim. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat Shalom.